What's up, guys? In this video, we're going to talk about the only path to health that exists if you are a human being or a carbon-based life form living on planet Earth and you want to be healthy and have muscles and not be a fat piece of shit. This is the only way for you to do those things. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now. This is all of the secrets in one handy-dandy infographic and video. So, the reason I'm making this video, before we get into the meat and potatoes, no pun intended, the reason I'm making it is because I've been getting a lot of responses on Facebook, which has been more active on there lately because I'm trying to promote this fitness course that I have coming out. You know, surprise, surprise, it's out now. But anyway, I've been on there, and the people on there, I can't really say that people on there are dumb for asking dumb questions. The questions that I'm seeing on there are really stupid, like basic stuff, like how do I lose 10 pounds? You know, how do I lose belly fat? It's like if these people had tried anything before going on Facebook and asking, or if they just used common sense. It's like common sense. How do I lose weight? Well, maybe I just eat less and don't eat fucking cookies and drink water and maybe exercise a little bit. Maybe that would help, right? Like, is there anybody who still doesn't know that? But apparently there are not just a few people, there are a lot of people who do not know that. So I've made this infographic. I know it has a lot of words on it. So some of you might have already zoned out and been like, oh, this is too many words. I didn't come to YouTube to look at words. I want to see people or things. Anyway, I made this infographic to explain things, so let's get into it. Now, the first, on the left side, we have different types of people. Okay, we've got sick people, we've got normal people, and we've got healthy people. Sick people could be diabetic, injured, anorexic, crippled, obese, depressed, anxious, bipolar, whatever, anything. Could have any sort of sickness. I was thinking more in terms of physical sickness, which will lead to mental sickness, I believe, but whatever. These are some examples. Okay, we've got normal people who are inactive, not unathletic, is that a word? Sedentary, skinny fat, weak, just your average person, works at an office or does whatever normal people do these days, I don't really know. Not particularly physically active, doesn't put much care into what they eat. They're just basically normal people who, don't care about their health, which is most people. And then we've got the healthy people, the top 0.001% of humanity. These are the people who actually care about how they look, care about their health. They want to live an active life. They have gym memberships. They buy vegetables at the supermarket, probably live in California or like California at least. Anyway, whatever. Okay, so these are the three types of people. Now, the red arrow, right? These red arrows, these are not the path to health. Okay, this is actually a little bit misleading because I wrote this in red, so I shouldn't have made these arrows red. But anyway, this is the path to sickness. I should have written that. So the path to sickness, how do you get sick? How do you get bad health, right? You don't exercise. You use drugs and alcohol excessively. You binge on junk food. You have a bad attitude. You have a sedentary lifestyle. You avoid healthy food. These are all classified as unhealthy behaviors. There are more, of course. Smoke cigarettes, for example. I didn't put that one in there. But these are serious ones. The most serious ones, I would say, don't exercise, binge on junk food, sedentary lifestyle, right? You do these three things, you're headed for trouble. And what is trouble? Well, you will have a shorter overall lifespan, which sucks. You will have a poor mood overall. You'll just be sad and unhappy and hate your life. You'll be relatively less attractive or even downright unattractive physically. You'll be weaker physically. You'll frequently be ill, and your illnesses will last longer and they will be more intense. You'll have a lower quality of life overall. These things we would all term as bad health. Okay, now the interesting thing is that it doesn't matter what group you're in, if you follow these red arrows and you do the stuff in this rectangle, then you will arrive here. Okay, if you believe what I'm saying, you think I'm not full of shit in this video. Okay, so everybody, if they do these things, they will end up here. Now, the problem group, I would say, are these sick people, right? And this is, I think, one of the worst things to happen as a result of social media. And this is a little side rant right here, but people who are sick have kind of like banded together to basically reinforce the fact that it's okay that they're sick and it's not their fault that they're sick, right? All of these, and this is just what I've seen on Facebook, but you have all these groups of these sick people on Facebook who are like, and it's not all of them, some of them are actually trying to change, but, and I'm not particularly talking about the weight loss ones. I guess I'm talking more about the, I guess any sort of sickness that's not particularly weight loss. I don't know. I haven't checked all the groups. But anyway, the point is this, is that a lot of people on social media will kind of look for validation that their condition, their negative condition, is not their fault, right? So they conveniently ignore all of these things, which somehow they don't link up to being in poor health, right? Like if you're obese or you're depressed or you're injured or you're diabetic, you're not doing yourself any favors by doing these things. Yeah, okay, you're depressed, that sucks, but does that give you, and you binge on junk food if you want, like, okay, go ahead, but that's so stupid, that's so short-sighted. Why would you do that to yourself? Really, why would you do that? Why? What's the point? What are you getting out of that? And it's really, I actually honestly think what it comes down to is that these people, they don't realize that this is leading to this. I think as strange as that sounds, when you see it in this very clear infographic, I think that's really what it is, because otherwise, why would they do it? And now, actually, that I say that out loud, I think the real reason that they do it, why these people who are, I guess you could say, the most at-risk group, because think about it, right? These healthy people, on average, let's say, these people feel better overall, generally, most of the time. Your average healthy person is going to be in a better mood. They're going to be happier. They're just going to enjoy life more than a normal person or a sick person, right? That's pretty true. Disagree with me if you want, but like people in this box, they're going to feel better overall, right? Now, people in this box, they're also at risk, but the problem is that these people, they're constantly reminded, they're constantly being put in a negative state of mind, where, and especially if they've like identified with some sort of mental illness. Oh my God, I'm bipolar. Oh my God, I'm anorexic. I feel really bad all the time, especially right now. Like you get this like acute sense of pain. So what they do is they turn to unhealthy behaviors to change their mental state acutely, right? So for example, let's say you're obese and you feel like shit because you're obese for a variety of reasons. You're out of breath, you're sweating, you're embarrassed that you look like shit, whatever. So what do? You're like, well, I feel kind of bad right now. Maybe I'll eat some pizza, make myself feel better. Maybe I'll drink some Coke. Maybe I'll eat some ice cream. Maybe I'll, engage in some other unhealthy behavior that will make me momentarily feel better, but will ultimately lead me here, which is no bueno. These people, the normal people, they're also kind of at risk, but this is kind of, and this is not a desirable state to be in as well. It's like, this is really bad, this is bad, and this is like the bare minimum. You know what I mean? Like the bare minimum is to be a healthy human being. But these people, the normal people, they still feel kind of bad all the time anyway. But it's just accepted that like, oh, that's just how life is. Just, everyone just feels bad. You see all these like memes that are like, haha, I'm depressed. Oh yeah. And that's not even these people, right? That's just like basic people who are like, oh, life sucks. Haha. Fucking smoke a cigarette. Anyway, so the point of all of this is that, okay, fine. You follow the red arrow, you're going to feel bad. Your life's going to suck. If you follow the green arrow, now these people, obviously the healthy people, generally, if they're lean and athletic and muscular, they're already doing these things, and that's why they have this result. That's obvious to everyone, correct? Right? That is the path to health, is you go here and then you go here, right? Now, if you're starting out here, that's obvious. And to these two groups of people right here, when you would observe this one, you know that the reason that they are stronger and physically more attractive and are in really good shape, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's because they're participating in these activities and behaviors. They're getting regular exercise, they're limiting their junk food, they're eating healthy food, they're getting good sleep, they're, at a caloric deficit sometimes, at least, to stay lean. They're getting vitamin D, which is important. And they generally have a pleasant disposition about life. Okay, but and even these people know, the average people, let's say, they know that if they do these things, then they'll get this result as well. It's very rare that you find somebody here who is not sick per se, but they're just normal and they're like, no, exercise doesn't work. That exercise stuff, that's just a scam. That doesn't really work. Like lifting weights, no. all those bodybuilders. I mean, I guess some people will kind of blame it on steroids, but like that's, and you know, they do help, but you still have to do the work. You still have to lift the weights. You still have to go exercise. It's not like you just, it's if steroids was a magical drug where you just inject it and you magically turn into like a roided out bodybuilder, a lot more people would do it, right? And you'd see it a lot more. That's the magic pill people are actually looking for in theory, but that doesn't happen. You still have to do the work. So these people also know. And the reason I'm actually making this video is for these people right here, the most at-risk population. Because what you really need to understand is that it doesn't matter who you are or how old you are or what your gender is or what your problem is or what your, you know, childhood was like or like what mental issues you think you have. It actually does not matter, because if you want to get here, right, if you want to get into this box, which is way preferable to this, right? Nobody wants these things. Everybody wants this. If you want to get from here to here, there is no magical solution for you that is different than every other living creature on the planet in the history of the universe so far, on Earth at least, right? There's nothing else that you do. I mean, there are other like minor things, but it really just comes down to exercise, eating healthy food, and limiting junk food. That's it. If you're a man, a woman, a dog, a cat, like a bird, a fucking squirrel, like whatever, you have to do these things to get here. Okay, so hopefully that was clear. The path to health, once again, to refresh your memory, is follow the green arrow, and then you get here. Doesn't matter who you are, the path to health is the same for everyone. Now that we have clarified that, what I would like to do is take a moment to shamelessly plug my new fitness course that I've just come out with. All right, so if you guys go to theminfit.com, you can get instant access to a foolproof method of building an amazing body in quarantine. If you are not in quarantine, if this is like the future, then it'll still work. I just designed this so that if you don't have access to a gym, you can still do it. Okay, so go check that out. You'll get access to a guide, and then on the following pages, you will be able to see the full course in the outline and what exactly I'm offering. And if that's interesting to you, I think it's really good. I put a lot of work into it. It's super thorough, and it's very simple and easy to understand, just like this handy dandy infographic that I have created for you today. Okay, so if you guys have any questions about that, let me know. Leave me a comment. Peace.